your generation for many, many. I came to Shreveport in 2008 and I've noticed this problem, chronic problem. When Salah comes, you feel like you are pushed towards Salah. No, you should be raised towards Salah and saying, I like to stand before Allah to start talking to Him. And this is not going to come, as I said, ilm is not going to come to you in dreams. You have to walk to ilm. You have to always ask, where can I find this knowledge? And knowledge that is authenticated, not just any kind of words here and there. You think that this is not the type of thing you are expected. As I said, I'm not going to make this fun and play cards and we ran and we kind of do this kind of stuff and we play electronic games. That's not the purpose of this lecture. Inshallah, at the end of it, we can have a little bit of 5 minutes, just introduction, ask you questions. If you want to get some water, you can. So inshallah, without further ado, we will start. I have very kind of, I divided my lecture into first 3 minutes we should have read hadith. Each and every one of you will come read it here. Prepare yourself. You're going to come and read hadith in Arabic. You better learn Arabic. And then after you read the hadith, we will translate it. We'll tell you a little bit of nice stories about scholars and people. Don't put your finger inside your mouth. That's not a good habit. Please do not leave unless you ask permission. I want to leave. I want to. And then when we discuss it and we discuss the meaning of it, we will start to know how to apply this to our lives. I now know Al-Aziz, the name of Allah Al-Aziz. How do I worship Him by that name? Okay? Deal? Bilal, or not talking? Yeah, all right, that's fine. This is the type of thing. Remember how we started. We started like, come on, man, I didn't come here to. I know, because I was in your. I've seen this for many, many years, over 20 years. I've been teaching generation like, I know who is interested, who is really listening, who is taking notes, and who is, come on, that is not the type of thing I expected here, which is fine with me. It's just fine. Everyone is welcomed. You, by yourself, after 2-3 weeks from now, we'll decide either you want to continue or not. We will start with al-ilm. Ismullah Azza wa Jalla, al-alim. Don't put your finger inside your mouth. Al-alim, al-allam, al-alim. What does it mean? When you say Allah is alim. Again, this is not a question and answer. Try to take either mental notes or next time bring your own notes and write down. So when we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-alim, let's first start with the hadith. Once upon a time, this is a story that I know you like it. Omar, you're not allowed to leave your chair without permission. So once upon a time, Jibreel alayhi salam, you know who Jibreel is? You guys know who Jibreel? Who does not know Jibreel? Who? Okay, so you all know Jibreel. Jibreel is the strongest of all the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has how many wings? 600. Good, ya Abdul Hakim. So he came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ disguising in the form, in the shape, in a picture of a person that used to live in Medina called, who know the name of this guy? Yahya al-Kalbi. How did he know? Not because he is my son, but how did he know this? Knowledge. Knowledge is not going to come to you through dreams. It's going to come through attending lectures, whether to me or to anyone else. So Yahya al-Kalbi was a very handsome person, lived in Medina and used to travel a lot. That's why Jibreel used to come in his figurement, because most of the time he is not in Medina. So Jibreel came and said to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and no one of the companions like you, no one of the companions knew who he was. And he started to ask Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, what is Islam? What is Iman? What is Ihsan? And then when he left, he definitely answered those questions that inshallah we will be addressing down the road. The Islam is to do 1, 2, 3, Ihsan is to do 1, 2, 3, Iman is to do 1, 2, 3. After he went away, Umar was courageous enough to ask Prophet Muhammad, I want you to do this. If you see something, if you heard something that you don't know, don't just sit like the chair you are sitting on. No, ask questions. Say, I didn't get this. And don't you think that some other people are more knowledgeable than you? I said, if I raise my hand and ask a question, they think I'm an idiot. No, you are not. And they are not smarter than you. You want to ask a question at any time, just raise your hand. So after Dihya al-Kalbi or Jibreel disguising in this handsome man went away, Umar came to Prophet Muhammad and said, Prophet Muhammad, no one knows this guy. Who is this guy? Prophet Muhammad told him, this was Jibreel, came to teach you basics of your deen. what is Islam, what is Iman, and what is Ihsan. So as this lecture, as I said, this dars is, or this weekly lesson is about the glorious names of Allah. Naam ya Umar. What do you want? It's okay. It's okay. I'll get to know their names at the end. Okay? There is 5 minutes at the end to get to know each other. So when we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza jal alam or alim or alim, what does this mean? I'm not going to wait a lot. What does this mean? Anyone? Tell me. Huh? Ismullah al-Allam. What does it bring to your brain? He know what? He knows what? What do you mean by everything? Explain it to us. Anyone else? I'm not going to wait. The seen and the unseen. What is the unseen? What are the things that you didn't see? Huh? Al-Ghaib. He said Al-Ghaib. Give us an example of Al-Ghaib. Angels, right? No one have seen angels. Can anyone see angels? No, only prophets. He said he's right. Sometimes the prophets can see angels. He's right. Prophets can see angels. Can anyone hear angels? Yeah. One companion used to listen to the angel saying Assalamu alayka. Anyone knows the name? He's a companion that the angels used to give salam to. Do you know his name, huh? No. Knowledge. I told you it's knowledge. Al-ilm. Ilm makes you superb to anyone else. Imran ibn Husayn. Imran ibn Husayn was one of the companions that the angels were saying to him, Assalamu alayka ya Imran. He was hearing their voices saying, not crazy, he was hearing the voices. So anyway, when I say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza alam, it means the following. Number one, ilmullahi qadim. What does we mean by ancient knowledge? It means that it does not change. When Allah azza wa created me, Abdul Hakim, Bilal, Bara, whoever else there, his knowledge did not increase. He didn't know something that he didn't know before. So this is number one in the difference between our knowledge and his knowledge subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa. Our knowledge was preceded by what? What is the antagonist of knowledge? Antagonist of knowledge is what? No. To not know. We describe this as what? Bilal, come on, a little class participation here. Ignorance, right? Ignorance. So our knowledge was preceded by ignorance. You didn't know that Dihya al-Kalbi is the guy who Jibreel disguised. Now you know. He'll ask you at the end of the lecture. I hope you remember the name. Now you know. So your knowledge was preceded by a period of ignorance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like He always know. His knowledge was not preceded by ignorance. That is one difference. Number two, Allah knows the past, the present, and the future. Even the stuff that didn't happen yet, He knows it subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jalla. Number three, Allah azza wa jalla knows the possibles and the impossibles. What do I mean by this? Let's say Halim, right? Halim, don't put your finger in your mouth. Halim. Let's say Halim, there was two roads in front of Halim, road A and road B. And Halim decided to take road A to his school. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jalla knows if he took road B, what would have happened. But Halim didn't take road B. But Allah's knowledge is that immense that He knows is what is possible and what's impossible. That's what we mean by Allah knows everything. That He knows the present, past, and the future. He knows the possible and the impossible. His knowledge was not preceded by ignorance. Three differences. Put this in your head, in your mind. Okay? So I'm going to ask at the end, give me three differences between our knowledge and Allah's knowledge. Okay? Fourth difference. Can our knowledge change? Yes. Sometimes we know stuff. People used to know that the earth was not sphere, was like a sheet of paper, was like a rectangle or something. They used to know this. Is it true? No. Our knowledge changes because we know stuff. We experiment. We see stuff and realize stuff we didn't know before. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge changes. Like Abu Jahl would have been Muslim. Abu Bakr would have been unbeliever. No. Allah, before He created Abu Jahl, He knew he was going to be an unbeliever, right? Is that right? Why is this happening? Why Abu Jahl can never be a believer? And I'm asking according to the name we are discussing right now. Abu Jahl knows everything? Now I'm asking why Abu Jahl would not, he wasn't a Muslim. Why weren't he a Muslim? According to what we have mentioned right now, the ilm of Allah, why Abu Jahl wasn't a Muslim or never embraced Islam? Come on, application of what you have learned about Ism Allah al-Alim. This is called application. I need you to think. Huh? Who knew? Allah knew what? No, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His knowledge that it is impossible for Abu Jahl to become a Muslim. This is the best knowledge of Allah. I just told you, the best knowledge of Allah does not change. Is it difficult to get? Is this concept difficult? Okay, so a little bit of stories to make it a little bit refresher for every and each one of you. We'll get to know the names, okay? We'll get to know them. It's okay, they are good folks so far. So I will tell you that, so now we now know what knowledge is. Knowledge is the antagonist of ignorance. Al-ilm, idrak, realization of stuff that you didn't know before. When I say Bilal. When I say Bilal is, let's say, 6 feet, for example, 6'1" or 5'8" or whatsoever, that is called tasdiqat. Bilal is in the masjid. So number one, I'm describing what knowledge is. And again, you can apply this to everything in your life. Math, science. Number one, when a teacher comes and teaches you, he tries to give you something called tasawwur. Like you don't know what math is, you don't know what Bilal is, so you start to know, Bilal is a name, and the length is something that we measure the length with. So when I say Bilal is 5'8", you kind of put these two pieces of information together that gives you knowledge. So tasawwurat wa tasdiqat. So now you believe when I say Bilal is 5'8", you know, okay, I know what Bilal is. I have an imagination of Bilal, a human being. I know what 5'8" is. It's a unit of measurement. Put these together, it gives you something called ilm or realization. That is ilm. And that's exactly how it ascribes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His knowledge. We discussed a little bit about the attribute, Allah Azza Jalla knowledge, and how it does not change. It knows what happened in the past, present, and the future. It knows the possible and the impossible, right? So I will give you a little bit of why we all should seek knowledge. Like, alhamdulillah, as I started my lecture, a lot of kids like your ages are now playing in the streets, swimming, basketball, you name it, fidgeting, whatever, Nintendos, right? I'll get to know your name. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen every and each one of you to come here to listen to this. And I hope, inshallah, this makes you closer, able to understand when you start praying what exactly you are saying in the prayer. When you say Alhamdulillah, we'll get to this inshallah, but you have to attend every Friday if you are willing to. Why we are seeking knowledge, why it's important. Some people leave schools at 5th grader, 6th grader, and they start working. Why should we get knowledge? I'll give you examples, nice examples from life. Do you know that in Islam you can train dogs to hunt for you? Right, the hunting dogs. Have you ever heard of those? Kalb al-Sayd, you know it? So I'll ask a question. Can any other form, shape, or type of dogs, like shepherd, whatever, you name it, can you use it to hunt for you? Why not? What is the difference between the learned dog to hunt and the unlearned? See what he said? Does not what? Does not know knowledge. وَمَا عَلَّمْتُم مِّنَ الْجَوَارِحِ. So Allah Azza wa Jalla in Surah Al-Ma'idah is saying the only difference that make this dog prey that he have caught for you is valid for eating is that you trained the dog. 3 times you release the dog and say, go get this prey or bait for me. He does it 3 times without touching it, without eating it. He just captured it for you. If he can does this 3 times, you can use this dog for hunting. Any other dog, if he touches this hunt, you cannot eat from it. What is the difference? Knowledge. Allah Azza wa Jalla is making this dog superior that has knowledge, superior to the dog that doesn't have that knowledge. Once upon another story, something to make you realize that it is really important to have knowledge. Qarun, do you know the Qarun? Who is Qarun? Qarun is a cousin of Musa, by the way. Ibn Ammi Musa. Qarun, he used to work for pharaohs. Work for him. He's kind of a treasury, and he was kind of keeping a lot of money for Pharaoh in Egypt. But he didn't like his people. Yeah, a traitor. You can call him a traitor or a kind of disgraceful to his people. He was working with the enemy of his people, Bani Israel. He was not working for them. He was working for Pharaoh. And Qarun used to have a lot of money, lots of money and wealth. And then one day he said, I want to go out showing people, bragging that I have a lot of money. He did a very big festival and invited all the city to watch him in his fancy clothes, fancy car. And a lot of people said, wow, he is very fortunate to have that amount of money. But he was disbeliever. He did not believe in Musa. He did not believe in Allah. So ignorant people said, whoa, wow, that is very good. I wish I have 1/10 of the money that Qarun had. They admired him because they didn't have knowledge. Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ. So the people that had knowledge and they looked deep into the depth of things said, no, it doesn't matter how much money you have. What really matters is the iman or belief you have. If you believe in Allah, that makes you richer. Even if you don't believe in it, if you didn't see it with your eyes, you are more rich and wealth than Qarun. What happened at the end of this? Do you know? No? Ever heard of Qarun's story? Allah Azza wa Jal, what happened at the end of the story, Umar? His name is Umar. It's a third grader. What happened to Qarun at the end? How did Allah treat him? He lost all of his money, right? And an earthquake took him and his house down, right? Allah Azza wa Jalla khasafa bihi. And then now it's a kind of a lake. Instead of his house, Allah Azza wa Jalla made the earth swallow him inside it because he was a disbeliever. But the thing I wanted you to realize is that people in front of Qarun were two camps. People who just look at things superficial, very superficial. Wealthy man, then he is very good, mashallah. And other people said, no, it doesn't really matter. I don't look at things superficially. I look into the deep part of it. Is he a believer? Does he really believe in the day of resurrection, day of judgment? Does he believe in Allah, the prophets, etc.? If not, then doesn't matter how much money he has. So there were two camps, and Allah Azza wa Jalla praised those who have knowledge. Again, it goes back to knowledge and importance of knowledge. It makes you see and able to tell the difference between things, right? And this is in the Quran, Surah Al-Qasas, right? All right, so we mentioned this. What else can I tell you about Ismullah al-Alim? So last thing, we kind of wrap up before we give you some time to know each other and get to know you better. How can I worship Allah Azza wa Jalla? Now I know that Allah Azza wa Jalla is Al-Alim. Alim means the all knowledgeable, and I know the attributes of his knowledge. What is the difference between his knowledge and my knowledge? How do I worship Allah Azza wa Jalla by his name Al-Alim? Can anyone give me an example? Anyone? Now, if you are going to pray, can you tell me one thing you are going to make use of this lecture to pray and know Allah Azza wa Jalla by his name Al-Alim? Anything, come on. Little class participation, come on. Anyone? You didn't get anything out of what you've been listening to for 20 minutes? How you are, okay, let me make it clear to them because they don't know what do I mean by how to worship Allah with. Sometimes, Fox, when I give you a name of Allah Azza wa Jalla, you can take some attributes, some characters, some adjectives of this name and apply it to yourself. Like for example, Ar-Rahim. We still didn't know what Ar-Rahim means, but once you get the name, you can be merciful to your neighbor, you can be merciful to the animals, you can be merciful to your father and mother, right? Kiss the hands of your mother, right? You will be shocked, oh my God, my kid is kissing my hands. So do this. So this is what I mean by how to worship Allah by the name, how to take that name, apply it to yourself. Sometimes you can't. Allah Azza wa Jalla is one of his names, Al-Mutakabbir. You cannot be arrogant. So So sometimes I'll tell you we cannot worship Allah by taking this name and putting into ourselves. So Al-Alim, how can you worship Allah by His name Al-Alim? Come on, I need to listen to examples if you get anything. Did you get what I said so far? Is it hard? Is it easy? If it's easy, just raise your hand and tell me, today I'm going to apply Al-Alim by doing. Anyone? By learning what? By learning new things. Jazakallah khair. Shukran ya Bara. So Bara said, I'm going to worship Allah by Al-Alim by learning something new I did not. Like what? Give us an example of something new that you want to learn. Something in math, as an eighth grader rule of something, a calculus. Why not? It's good. He doesn't know. What's your name? Hamza. What's the meaning of Hamza? Do you know the name of your the meaning of your name? You should know knowledge. So what is the best way to know meanings of words in Arabic? What is the best way to do it? Come on, I'm asking very basic questions. Come on. No, yeah, this knowledge is what? There is a word in Arabic I don't understand. Where should I seek knowledge? Other than coming to me and calling me. What else? What type of books? Good. No. What type of Arabic books would you get this word meaning from? No. Come on. You get it? You are very smart. What's your name? Yusuf. We didn't get to know your name, Yusuf. What is a book that if something very hard to understand, a word is mu'jam, qamus, dictionary. You do this in English. If there is a word you don't understand, you just open a dictionary. Good. Anyway, he got it. So Halim, you have to tell us something that you gonna apply Al-Alim on today. How you are gonna apply what you've learned today. Al-Alim, Al-Allam. How you are gonna use it today. Come on, anything. He said, I will learn something new. How about you? What are you gonna do? Come on. Wanna move on? I will come back to you. Omar, how are you gonna apply Ismullah Al-Alim today? You want to do something new that doesn't really apply to Al-Alim. What about you, Abdul Halim? Come on. It can be the same thing or something different. Come on, pick something. We'll get to you. Oh, come on. Now I know how vast and immense the knowledge of Allah is. I want to worship Him by this. Think of something. He said, I will learn something new. He said, I will look up dictionaries. It should be a habit for you. Whatever, and we want to love books, guys. We want to love books, whether electronic or hard copy. I like hard copies, but it's okay. Whenever you want to know something, you have to be patient and you have to track it down. So I have two good examples now. I'll learn something new. I will start using dictionaries for words that I don't understand. Good ways to get knowledge. Halim, even more the cat. How is this gonna make you worship Allah by His name Al-Alim? It's okay. We can find a way for this. How would you give the cat? How? To whom do we give the cat? To the poor. How would you know the poor? By asking about them. Good. So he is gonna build up a system. Very good. He's gonna build up a system. I know he's a little bit young, but this is a nice idea. He's gonna build up a system how to fetch, quest for, look for, get to know the poor in his community to give them a charity. Very good. Very good example of worshiping Allah by Al-Alim. I wanna know, I wanna a'lam the poor in my community to give them a charity. Very good, Ya Halim. Abdul Halim, come on. He gave a very good, he's making you feel shy, right? You're in a terrible position. I'll come to you. Bilal, how would you worship Allah by His Al-Alim? By writing grants? Very good. You like research? Very good. He's going to write grants. Writing grant is one of the very kind of intricate processes because it requires a lot of knowledge. Do you know what it takes to write a grant? Before you write, you have to know, what? To know. what other people before you did, because you don't want to replicate their work. You want to do something new. So you want to read a lot for those before you, and then you come up with a blueprint. This is the introduction, this is the hypothesis, this is how I'm going to apply it, this is the number of experiments, how many times I'm going to repeat it, this is the data, this is the analysis. It's a lot of knowledge. Very good, yeah, Bilal. He's going to run research. Research is nothing but knowledge and application of knowledge. Very good. You are Yusuf. What's your name again? Omar. We have two Omar here. Okay. Omar, how would you like to worship Allah Al-Alim? Read more Quran. Very good. Excellent. Very simple. Make it easy. Reading Quran will give you knowledge. When you read the Quran more, would you read it in Arabic or English? Arabic. Do you understand the Quran in Arabic? Oh, really? Okay. I'll ask you, anyone has a question? Abdul Halim? Learning, excellent. So he said, I will read Quran. He said, I will read the translation of the Quran. It will give me more knowledge of what I'm reciting or reading. Thanks, Bilal, for helping. Yusuf, how would you worship Allah with his name Al-Alim or Al-Allam? Reading books. Okay. Anyone else? What's your name? Anas, how would you imagine worshiping Allah by his name Al-Alim? Anything that comes in mind. By what? Excellent. That was the missing part of the puzzle. Like what I'm doing right now. If Allah Azza wa Jalla gave you knowledge, you share it with others. Because sharing knowledge, when you share money, what happens to the money? It decreases. No, it does. I have to be honest. We have to be honest. Yeah, Allah would barakat. That's true. But it decreases. Let's be honest. It decreases. But when you share knowledge, what happens to it? It increases. Ahsanta ya Halim. It increases. Because you revise what you know. You start thinking of different ways to make it clear and simple to the audience, right? So it makes it increase. تنفق المال, it decreases. تنفق العلم, Allah Azza wa Jalla give you barakah in it, all right? So we are around it's going to be 30 to 35 minutes, so we want it to be good. So inshallah, we'll stop here with Ismullah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-Alim. I'll give you a few just narrations, as the Prophet Muhammad said, to encourage you to seek knowledge. And then we will get to know each other. I'll let you kind of shake hands. We should all know, na'rif, na'lam, the names of each other. Maybe you will need him in the future. I said, Bara used to be here 20 years ago in this lecture, and now mashallah, he's a physician. I wanted to, such and such. And you are become an engineer. So get to know each other. Get to what? Know each other. All right? You'll never know when you're going to need those. So Prophet Muhammad said, and this is true for each and every one of you, من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة. So whoever is going to take a bath just to listen to a piece of information from anyone, whether this is علم الدنيا or علم شرعي, Allah Azza wa Jalla will make a path for him to the paradise, the garden of paradise. So Allah Azza wa Jalla give you benefits for this. If you are walking in a path of seeking knowledge, and believe me, I know each and every one of you thinks, I don't like school is boring. I know this. But believe me, the best years in your life is the school 8 years. I know you're not going to believe it, but I left the school many years now. I'm working. The best years in your life is what you are at right now. So enjoy it. You don't have any responsibilities. Mom and dad is making sandwiches and fluids and whatever, providing you with whatever you need. You don't carry anything on your shoulder, responsibility-wise. Once you leave the school, you'll be requested to get money. You will be requested to look for a job, etc. So enjoy it. When you now go to the school, I hope this lecture, it changes your vision to the school. I should go to the school willing to learn more. This is my last chance to learn free of mistakes. Make a lot of mistakes in the school, they are free. Once you are facing the world and doing your job, every mistake is counted against you. And I said, woe to me, why didn't I learn it during the school? So when you go to school, have this spirit inside you. I'm eager to what? To learn. And the more you learn, the more you become, inshallah, better than other people in your class. Okay? Jazakallah khair. I'll just let you hang inside the masjid, hang in a little bit and know each other. Inshallah, this lecture is every Friday. During the summertime, it's like this 40 minutes before Maghrib. It's from 8 to Salat al-Maghrib. Inshallah, once we have the winter time, and definitely will change. But I hope to see you next week. Inshallah, we will continue with the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.